Have you ever gotten to the middle of the year and realized that you're so busy living your life that you haven't actually stopped to ask if you're living the life you wanted?
That's kind of a terrifying question.
Well, we decided to answer that question on a cruise ship. So,
Some couples do therapy, some decide to have a date night
yeah, and Maggie and I had a board meeting
with martinis.
and key lime pie.
Honestly, that sounds like the best board meeting ever.
It was. Welcome back to One Slice at a Time, the podcast where we talk travel one slice at a time. I'm Ryan Joy, a travel advisor specializing in large group travel, especially alumni groups and organizations that just want to bring everybody together.
And I'm Stephanie Picosta, also a travel advisor. I specialize in big multi-generational family vacations. I help families make memories that everyone actually wants to remember.
Right. And last week we wrapped up our Disney Parks series with a deep dive into Animal Kingdom. I challenged all those people that call it a half-day park, and Stephanie and I both shared some of our favorite ways to experience Disney's largest theme park.
And this week, we're heading from Disney to Celebrity Cruises because Ryan and Maggie just got back from a weekend sailing aboard the Celebrity Reflection.
Yeah, but this isn't really like a ship review show.
Nope.
This is about why sometimes the best investment you can make in your relationship is simply pressing pause on life to spend a couple of days checking in on it.
I love it. Pizza Pals, let me ask you something. When was the last time you and your spouse or your favorite travel partner sat down and really talked about where your life is headed? Not while folding laundry, not while answering emails, just talked.
That's exactly what this cruise was for us. Every year, Maggie and I set personal goals and business goals. Halfway through the year, we wanted to ask ourselves, how are we actually doing? Not how busy we are, not how stressed are we, how are we doing? So we intentionally booked a short celebrity cruise and decided this wasn't just a quick little getaway or just a little vacation. This was going to be our mid-year board meeting.
And I absolutely love that idea because vacations naturally remove all the distractions. Nobody's mowing the lawn. Nobody's asking where batteries are. Nobody's checking the mail. You finally have some space to think.
Exactly. And what surprised me was just how productive it was. We celebrated wins. We talked through the things we wanted to improve. We adjusted our goals. We dreamed about where we wanted my business and our marriage to be 6 months from now.
Pizza Pals, I gotta know, would you ever do something like that? Would you rather spend a weekend relaxing or spend a weekend making sure you're actually building the life you want?
Yeah. So now every board meeting needs a headquarters. Ours was at Café al Bacio. So if you've sailed Celebrity or you've heard me talk about Celebrity, you already know that this coffee shop is one of my favorite places on any cruise ship.
Every time I see Celebrities marketing materials with the cafe, I'm shocked to not see you sitting in the background of the photos.
Well, we just couldn't work out my appearance fee. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. My standard order there has always been the pistachio latte. It is amazing. I usually get it at least once a day. But this trip, we were spending a lot of time in Café al Bacio. So
You needed to switch it up a little bit.
yeah, I couldn't just drink latte after latte after latte. That's a lot of milk. So I discovered something new. And people know that I drink lots of iced tea usually too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let me order this iced tea and see what that's about. It's this pour over iced tea. It is really fantastic. They use tea forte and they bring out this like elaborate glass steeping setup. And it's got like a small pitcher of ice. And then the iced tea is like steeping on top. Then you pour it in. We like this little setup was so cool. We almost bought one on Amazon because it was just like so special. The waitstaff, of course, knew my name by the end of the first day, and I know them too. So hello to Debbie and Rosalind if you're fans of the show.
So your board meeting definitely had caffeine, so that's probably why it went so well.
Yeah,
Kept you
probably
focused.
true. Probably true, yes. The atmosphere there was perfect. comfortable chairs, great people watching, live music nearby. It encourages you to slow down. And honestly, that's something that we're not very good at when we're on land.
Is for sure. A lot of people hear these 3-night cruises though and think, why bother?
I actually think they're becoming a lot more important though. Royal Caribbean has them, Disney
Mm-hmm.
has them, and
Yeah.
those are like big family brands. And then some
Right.
Celebrity has them too. And Celebrity is catering to more like the adult focused
Right.
crowd. So they're perfect when you simply need a reset. And you don't always need to have 2 weeks away. Sometimes
Sure.
72 intentional hours changes
Right.
everything. And don't forget, you can always add on 4 days at a theme park or a couple of days at the beach
Right.
or something like that to really give yourself a full week vacation if that's what you need.
Sure. Especially if you actually like disconnect, then I feel like those 3 days are enough for a little recharge.
That's right. And this itinerary stopped in Key West and in Nassau, so nothing complicated, no flights
Right.
between cities for us or anything like that. Nope, unpacking every night, just a quick 3-night cruise to some tropical places. And that simplicity is sometimes just what you need.
Okay, guys, before we sail any further away,
Stephanie and I want to remind you that we are travel advisors. This is what we do every single day.
so whether you're planning a quick weekend recharge, a family vacation, or the trip you've been talking about for years, we would love to help you.
So let's talk about pizza.
Yeah, let's.
I think we've talked about the celebrity food court pizza before. And
I
think
believe
I've
so,
said,
yeah.
yeah, and I think I've said that, like, it's available, it's there, it's better than a lot of other
Right.
cruise ship pizza. And that's not even, and that's true. It's not even close. Like that Disney Cruise Line pizza is tragic by comparison. This is
Right.
not great. It's, that's not great by any standard, but
Mhm.
I think I'm also determined, like, I'm just not a buffet person, to be
Right.
completely
Me
honest.
either.
Like, I said it. Like, I don't even really love eating from a buffet at a conference. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
So,
Ick.
now, yeah, one thing I did discover when I was on the Reflection this past weekend, and I didn't have the opportunity to actually go, so I can't do a review, but maybe I could do a preview. Is that
Okay.
the Lawn Club Grill is one of the specialty restaurants on the Reflection. And I discovered that on their menu, you can get both pizza and steak. It's like,
Wow.
I know, I was
There you
like,
go.
how have I not like had a meal here yet? So, so I think that's a thing that's coming up. So,
Sure.
so yeah, so that's Ryan's crusty preview, we'll say this week.
So, Ryan, I know you guys had your board meeting, but let's talk about some of the other things that you did while you were on your cruise.
Yeah, great. We should talk about priorities. And as we have this podcast themed about food, of course, there is going to be a couple of food priorities. So,
Right.
yeah, when we got off in Key West, we had exactly one mission, and it was to go to Kermit's Key Lime Pie. And of course, the mission was accomplished. So,
That is dedication. Ryan is booking a weekend cruise. And they're like, bonus going over their mid-year goals. But, after you're done doing that, what do? You go get Kermit's key lime pie.
and it's funny because, like, yeah, we had that mission in mind, even though it's like a port city in our home state. So,
Right.
but
Where are you
like,
going on your cruise? Florida?
yeah. But the thing is, like, Florida is so much bigger than people like give it credit
Right.
for, especially when
Yeah.
you consider Key West. Like, I live 2 hours north of Miami, and Key
Right.
West is like 3 hours south of Miami. And
Yes.
so, like, it's a 5 or 6 hour drive depending on the traffic.
Sure.
So we actually have not had a chance to go to Key West until this little cruise stop. So it was fun. It's good.
So key lime pie wasn't the only first that you guys had for this trip. Tell me about Nassau and the Royal Beach Club.
Absolutely. Normally, when a ship that I am on stops in Nassau, I'm not getting off. I take that time to enjoy the ship while other people are getting off, because I've been to Nassau a number of times and just like, I've done it. So this time, though, Royal Caribbean group had launched the Royal Beach Club, I don't know, like 6, 7 months ago. And I was like, let me go check it out. It is a paid excursion. So you do have to pay a fee to go. But then you get off the ship, you walk down to the end of the dock, you get on a ferry, and the ferry brings you right over to the Royal Beach Club, which is like this private area for Royal Caribbean / celebrity guests to enjoy, with pools and beaches and bars and food. So it was a nice thing to do in Nassau for sure.
So most importantly, this is a paid excursion. What all was included? Food and drinks included? Or how was all that handled?
Yeah, so it's interesting because even though I had the premium drink package on the ship, it does not transfer over to the island. So you can book a couple of different packages. We booked the non-alcoholic package. So we could get all the food we wanted, all the like soft drinks and stuff like that we wanted. But we opted, like we knew we weren't going to drink a bunch over there. So we were like, we'll spend $30 or $40 less and just have the regular package. And then when we get back on the ship, we'll go to the Martini Bar or whatever like that.
Right.
So that's how we kind of dealt with that.
So what was there to do there? Like what was available for you guys?
Yeah. So there's like 3 main areas. There is the family area, there is the party area, and then there's the chill area. The chill is kind of like an adult's chill spot. So the ferry that takes you over stops kind of near the family area, and it stops sort of near the chill area. And we got off in the family area, not really knowing the geography. So we were like, okay, we want, obviously our vibe is we want to go to the chill area. So we started walking and we got about as far as the party area, and we're like, all right, there's an open spot with some shade. Let's take it. And we were doing this first thing in the morning.
Okay.
The place wasn't crowded yet. So we hung out. We had a nice little day. We went to get lunch and all that stuff. And we enjoyed the pool. We didn't go down to the beach area, but I'll tell you, by the time we left at maybe 3:00, that party area was insane. They have like this DJ. There was no room in the pool. Like it was insane.
Yes.
I know. I was like, that is not where I need to be.
That's for me. That is not for me.
Yeah. No.
Human soup is not my vibe.
No, not at all. So we left before like we didn't have to experience that or anything. Sure. So we got some pool time in before all that. But yeah. And then we should talk about the food a little bit.
Yeah. Tell me about the food.
So there are 2 or 3 different like places that you can go to get food. And it's very much like a private island experience, except it's a club because you don't really have the private island. So, you can get the tenders and the fries, and you can get salads and wraps and things like that. And you just have a window that you walk up to. I was really surprised because we went between 12 and 1. I was surprised that A, I got a table right away, and B, the lines weren't bad at all. So I was really surprised by that. They also have like these little mozzarella bites, which is kind of like a mozzarella stick, except it's only a bite. If you picture like cheese curd size mozzarella stick, that's kind of what it was.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
Yes, those are delicious. So enjoy those. But yeah, so I was impressed that we could get seats right away. The food was what it was, a bunch of fried food and some salad options.
So we've talked about food, but let's talk. You said you didn't drink at Royal Beach Club. You got back on the ship, maybe went to the Martini Bar. So tell me about the drink packages, the martinis, and the food on the ship.
Yeah, I think one thing that might surprise a lot of our pizza pals is that Maggie and I never ate in a specialty restaurant. And Celebrity has some, it's weird.
They have good ones. Surprising.
Yeah, they have fantastic options, but the main dining room is also very good. So I always tell people that are, booking a celebrity vacation with me is to like, if you want to go to a specialty restaurant, great, go have a blast.
Right.
But don't discount like the main dining room food because it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The food that we had was excellent. Service was outstanding. Opus is the main dining room on the Celebrity Reflection.
Right.
They have earned a Wine Spectator Award of Excellence for like more than a decade because of their incredible wine program.
Wow.
So yeah, it's great. It's a great restaurant.
Didn't you also start to kind of discover a pattern to how the food is served?
Yeah, this was my third cruise on the Celebrity Reflection, inside of
Right.
about 18 months. And I think I'm starting to learn that prime rib is consistently served on the first night. I'm not 100% because it's hard to remember from cruise to cruise. So I'm still collecting evidence, but Pizza Palace science requires repeat testing. So I will
That's
let you know.
correct. Go ahead and prove that theory. You
Yeah.
have to do some very consistent research.
Yes. But another nightly tradition was the Martini Bar. So we would, if you don't like
Right.
martinis, you should still go to the Martini Bar because it's one of the liveliest venues on board. Every night we had a different martini. They have the gin martini and the vodka martini, the kind of the staples that everybody knows. But then they
Right.
have all the dessert martinis, which is frankly what I like. So I would get the Bananas Foster martini.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yes, it went right down. You didn't even know you were drinking.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So, were the martini drinks included in your drink package?
Okay. So to answer that, you have to kind of understand celebrities' approach to like drink packages. So they'll have what's called a classic drink package, and they have what's called a premium drink package. The classic always comes like if you book into a group or something like that, you get the classic package automatically.
Included.
The premium,
Okay.
yes. The premium is usually about $120 extra to add on per person. So the classic gets you all the drinks you want up to $12. The premium gets you everything else. So at the Martini Bar,
all right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So by the way, classic includes the soft drinks. It includes Café al Bacio.
Right.
Includes all that stuff. Maybe some like domestic beers and things like that. The premium gets you the Martini Bar because those martinis are retailing for a little less than $20. So if you don't have the premium, if you don't have the premium package, you're going to pay, and you have the classic package, they'll charge you like $7 every time.
Right.
So
now, when you buy the drink package, is your tip included in that price, or do you need to tip on top of what you paid for your drink package?
Yeah, it's included. It's included. Plus,
most places it is, but
yeah. Plus, you're getting a prepaid. You pay the prepaid gratuities too, or have them auto charged, so they're included. Of course, the staff on Celebrity is amazing. So if you ever want to tip a little extra, like you don't have to feel weird about doing it.
Sure. So Pizza Pals, I have to know, Ryan did this as his mid-year board meeting with his wife, Maggie. And I love that instead of just like the traditional romantic vacation, they went on this very dedicated. So tell me first, before we move on, how long did that take? Like, how much time did you guys spend sitting at the table, going over numbers, looking at goals?
Yeah. So it kind of helps. Like we knew we were doing this. So we both had probably spent some mental energy the week before or so, like thinking about.
You had prepared, right?
What we were going to talk about. Yeah. Not like we had notes or anything like that. But I had 2 spiral notebooks. She took one, I took the other. And the first thing we did was we actually went back and looked at all our pictures and our Facebook posts and all our social media and stuff from the first 6 months to kind of like recapture what we did. What did the last 6 months look like and all that stuff. And I'm going to say that was the bulk of the time, was talking about like what the last 6 months looked like. And I think that part, and then having like an initial discussion about where we wanted to go, was maybe like 4 hours. And so we did that. Yeah. And we did that in a block, a big block in the front.
Sure.
And then we were like, we don't really know what we necessarily want the end result of this to be, like what our end goals are going to be. So we then would just kind of like took the rest of the trip to marinate on that. And then on the last night we came back and we spent like another 20 to 30 minutes talking about like, this is what I think my goal is. This is what I think my goals are.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So that's how that went.
Like it. I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, we're going to talk about one of the most dreamed about destinations in the world, Hawaii.
Specifically, Aulani. We'll talk about what makes Aulani different from a traditional Hawaii vacation, who it's perfect for, and why even people without kids should consider staying at Disney's Aulani Resort.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast or click the subscribe link here on YouTube.
And for more travel ideas, destination guides, and the occasional pizza reference, visit extracheese.fun and subscribe to our weekly newsletter.
All right, Ryan. Now, I'm sure that we're not going to be trying to recreate the buffet pizza on Celebrity, but tell me, what's for dinner tonight?
Yeah, after spending 3 nights eating on Celebrity, I think I'm going to just keep things simple tonight. I'm going to walk over to that freezer, pull out one of those Lou Malnati's, and cook it and then dig in. Yeah.
That is quite a change from Bananas Foster's Martinis and prime rib.
Sometimes after a cruise, comfort food is exactly what hits the spot. There certainly isn't any key lime pie left over.
Oh, I can't imagine that it would be. Pizza Pals, we hope you join us next week as we head to Hawaii and explore Disney's Aulani Resort. Until then, keep traveling the world
one slice at a time.
Have a
Bye.
great week, guys. Bye.